In recent decades, the United States has witnessed a series of devastating mass shootings that have left communities shattered and lives forever changed. These events often occur without warning, at schools, concerts, shopping centers, and places of worship, turning ordinary days into national tragedies. Behind each of these horrific acts is an individual whose actions sparked heartbreak, outrage, and debates about mental health, gun control, and public safety. While the motives vary, from personal grievances to ideological extremism, the impact is always the same. Innocent lives lost and survivors left to grapple with unimaginable trauma. The headlines fade, but the pain lingers for families and communities. Today, we are diving deep into the dark reality behind some of the most chilling moments in American history. We will be looking at individuals who carried out some of the deadliest mass shootings in modern U.S. history. Number 1. Stephen Craig Paddock. Stephen was a retired accountant, real estate investor, and high-stakes video poker player living a quiet life in Mesquite, Nevada. But on October 1, 2017, he became the face behind the deadliest mass shooting by a lone gunman in modern U.S. history. From his 32nd floor suite at the Mandalay Bay Hotel, the 64-year-old unleashed over 1,000 rounds into a crowd of 22,000 attending the Route 91 Harvest Music Festival on the Las Vegas Strip. 60 people lost their lives. Over 860 were injured. And within an hour, Paddock was found dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Investigators were left puzzled. Paddock had no known political or religious ties, no history of violence. Was it mental illness? A need for control? Rage? His background offered no clear answers, only contradictions. The massacre forced America to confront uncomfortable questions about gun laws, especially after it was revealed that Paddock used bump stocks to mimic automatic fire. The resulting national outrage led to a ban on bump stocks in 2018, though the Supreme Court would later overturn it in 2024. Paddock's act left scars that may never fully heal, and a haunting question: why this senseless act? Number 2. Omar Mateen. On June 12, 2016, the world was shaken by one of the deadliest mass shootings in modern U.S. history. Omar Mateen, a 29-year-old security guard from Florida, entered Pulse, a popular gay nightclub in Orlando, and unleashed hell, killing 49 people and injuring 53 more before being shot dead by police after a tense 3-hour standoff. Born to Afghan parents in New York, Mateen lived a troubled life marked by anger issues, domestic abuse allegations, and radical beliefs. In a chilling 911 call during the attack, he pledged allegiance to ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi and claimed the killing of an ISIS commander in Iraq had triggered his rampage. He said his actions were revenge for U.S. bombings in the Middle East. This horrific act, carried out during Pulse's Latin Night, devastated the LGBTQ+ and Latino communities and reignited debates over terrorism, gun control, and hate crimes in America. It was the deadliest terrorist attack on U.S. soil since 9/11 and remained the worst mass shooting until Las Vegas in 2017. Mateen's name now sits infamously among the most brutal mass killers in U.S. history, a haunting reminder of radical extremism and unchecked violence. Number 3. Seung-Hui Cho, the name forever tied to the deadliest school shooting in U.S. history. Born in South Korea in 1984, Cho moved to America at the age of 8. A quiet, deeply troubled child, he was diagnosed with severe anxiety, selective mutism, and depression in middle school. He barely spoke. He was bullied, and somewhere along the way, he unraveled. By the time he reached Virginia Tech, Cho had become a ghost in plain sight, a student of creative writing whose disturbing work and eerie behavior raised countless red flags. But no one stopped him. On April 16, 2007, Cho unleashed unimaginable horror, using 2 semi-automatic pistols to murder 32 people and injure 17 more. He chained the doors of Norris Hall and carried out his rampage in cold silence before turning the gun on himself. His attack shocked the world. It exposed dangerous gaps in mental health care, privacy laws, and campus security. A state panel later slammed authorities and educators for missing critical warning signs. But in the end, Cho, though mentally unwell, was responsible for the bloodshed. His name now stands as a grim chapter in America's ongoing struggle with gun violence and untreated mental illness. Number 4. James Holmes, a name forever etched in the horrors of American mass shootings. On July 20th, 2012, the world was shaken when James Holmes, a 24-year-old former neuroscience PhD student, walked into a crowded movie theater in Aurora, Colorado, during a midnight screening of The Dark Knight Rises, and opened fire. Dressed in tactical gear and armed with multiple weapons, Holmes murdered 12 innocent people and injured 70 more in one of the deadliest mass shootings in modern U.S. history. Before the massacre, Holmes rigged his apartment with deadly explosives, intending to cause even more devastation. Fortunately, the bomb squad defused them before anyone was harmed. Holmes was arrested outside the theater moments after the shooting. While awaiting trial, he attempted suicide multiple times. He pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity, sparking a lengthy and emotional trial. In 2015, the jury spared him the death penalty by a single vote. Instead, Holmes was sentenced to 12 life terms plus over 3,300 years without the possibility of parole. His actions shattered lives, traumatized the community, and reignited national debates over mental illness, gun control, and public safety. James Holmes will never walk free again, and his name serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can hide in plain sight. Number 5. Adam Lanza. He carried out one of the deadliest mass shootings in U.S. history. At just 20 years old, Adam Lanza carried out a terrific attack at Sandy Hook Elementary School in Newtown, Connecticut on December 14, 2012. Before heading to the school, Lanza shot and killed his mother at their home, then proceeded to kill 26 people, 20 young children and 6 adult staff members, before taking his own life. The tragedy shocked the nation, igniting debates over gun control and mental health. Lanza's troubled past painted a chilling picture of a young man struggling with severe mental health issues. Diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome and suffering from depression, anxiety, and obsessive-compulsive disorder, Lanza's obsession with violence grew as he descended into a dark and isolated world. Despite these factors, experts argue they didn't directly cause his actions. Rather, it was a deadly mix of his mental state, violent preoccupation, and access to firearms that led to that tragic day. Lanza's life and actions left an indelible mark on the nation, and the aftermath of the Sandy Hook shooting has continued to fuel intense discussions about how to prevent similar tragedies in the future. Number 6. Devin Kelley, a name now etched in infamy. On November 5, 2017, the 26-year-old unleashed terror at the First Baptist Church in Sutherland Springs, Texas, killing 26 people and wounding 22 more. It remains the deadliest mass shooting at a place of worship in U.S. history. Kelley had a deeply troubled past. A former airman in the U.S. Air Force, he was court-martialed and convicted of domestic violence after brutally assaulting his wife and stepson. That conviction should have barred him from owning firearms. But due to a critical failure in military reporting, Kelley passed background checks and legally purchased the weapons he would later use in the massacre. Wearing tactical gear and a skull mask, Kelley opened fire with chilling precision, reportedly yelling, "Everybody dies," as he stalked the aisles of the church. His rampage ended after a courageous local man shot him twice, triggering a high-speed chase. Wounded and cornered, Kelley took his own life with a gunshot to the head. The aftermath was devastating, shattering families, exposing dangerous gaps in the background check system, and forcing lawmakers to act. Devin Kelley's legacy is one of bloodshed and broken lives, a haunting reminder of the deadly consequences of unchecked violence. Number 7. Patrick Crusius, a 21-year-old from Allen, Texas, drove over 650 miles overnight to commit one of the deadliest mass shootings in U.S. history. On August 3, 2019, armed with a WSR-10 rifle, he opened fire at a Walmart in El Paso, killing 23 people and injuring 22 others, many of them Latino. Driven by hate, Cruz posted a white nationalist, anti-immigrant manifesto on 8 minutes before the attack, citing the Christchurch mosque shootings and the Great Replacement conspiracy as his motivation. His rampage was calculated. He walked the store for reconnaissance, then returned to execute his plan with cold precision. He surrendered without resistance, telling police he was the shooter. In 2023, he pleaded guilty to 90 federal charges and received 90 consecutive life sentences. On April 21, 2025, he was sentenced again, this time to life without parole on state charges, avoiding the death penalty after consultations with victims' families. Cruz's actions left a community devastated, ignited national outrage, and underscored the deadly consequences of extremist ideology. His name remains etched in infamy, a chilling reminder of the hate that can fuel unimaginable violence. Number 8. Dylann Roof. Born in 1994, Roof was a self-proclaimed white supremacist who, on June 17, 2015, walked into the historic Emmanuel AME Church in Charleston, South Carolina, and opened fire during a Bible study session. 9 innocent black churchgoers were murdered that night, including a respected pastor and state senator, Clementa Pinckney. Roof later admitted he hoped to ignite a race war. His disturbing manifesto, found on a website called The Last Rhodesian, revealed deep hatred fueled by online extremism and distorted narratives about race in America. In 2017, he was sentenced to death for federal hate crimes and later received 9 consecutive life sentences in state court. Roof remains on death row at USP Terre Haute. His actions not only devastated families and communities, but also reignited national debates on race, hate crimes, and domestic terrorism. Dylann Roof stands as a grim reminder of how hate, when left unchecked, can lead to unimaginable violence.